go. What's up, brother? Ready to try this? Little 86 Mayacamas. Dominican, or I'm just kidding?
Cubano. I'm not getting much fuego out here. I'm disappointed. Dude, so how much 1986 is actually left, man? You know,
There's around 20 cases, 240 bottles. You know, Jimmy was nice enough to let us have a few cases for the site. SOMM Select's gonna go out at about 300 on this. So we gotta do some tasting notes and see how it pairs with a cigar.
one of my favorite vintages of Mayacamas, man, is obviously the 71 is legendary, man. But I love the 87 so much, and the 91, kind of the odd, weird vintages, man. But that 86 is pretty. I've had it a couple times.
Never had it.
I've had it.
You've been up there quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I've been up there a lot, man. Myself, Matt Stamp, Chris Travers, man, a few guys. It's like, it's really good, really good.
Check it out. Jesus, that's amazing.
I think it's wonderful, man. Exactly what it's supposed to be. Seriously.
Good to see you, bro.
You too, man. Cheers.
Yeah. That's as perfect as it gets.
Wow.
Mayacamas is just a timeless place in the world. There we
It
go.
really is, man. Thanks a
Should
lot.
I fill you up country club pour?
Yeah, country club style, man. Give me a good old DLynn pour.
Texas style?
Texas style. And yes, my Bihiki Cohiba does go very well.
Right on. I'm typically into port and cigars, but, you know, I've actually never had old Napa Cab and cigars, but, you know, if that wasn't as soggy as it was, I'd try it, but maybe not.
I lit this stogie a couple days ago, man, and
It looks like you've been sucking on that for about a year.
I cut it to retain freshness, man. I've dropped it back in the humidor, man. It's still soft and beautiful, but so I learned how to smoke cigars from my grandfather.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know the technical way: light, full, medium, draw, punch, whatever the case may be. You know, you obviously want to keep the cap and the wrapper and the binder in perfect form, man. But I learned from my granddad, man, and
Killer.
that's just the way I have a stogie. 1986 Mayacamas, man, and
Dude, it's
a good old Cohiba.
It's smelling surprisingly like a lot of tobacco, like burning tobacco.
That's
all
the
this, like, really.
Come on, man. Come on. But stylistically, though, man, a Cabernet like this, large barrels, man, tons of earth, tons of acid, such a classic style,
Yeah.
made incredibly. I mean, there are notes of leather and tobacco and kind of that saddle strap and
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
That kind of like vintage leather. It's kind of a sandalwood thing.
So why the 86? What do you think about 86?
Well,
man?
86,
Like,
I mean,
why
it's
would you?
not a vintage that people talk about very much. 84 and 87 are kind of the vintages people talk about in the 80s, but, you know, I called them up and saying, like, I wanted to offer an old vintage of Mayacamas. We're always doing our best to find old wines. I live at the base of the hill of Mount Veeder, and he looked in the cellar, and, you know, he had someone up recently whose wife's birth year is that, so they opened up a bottle and it was singing. So, you know, he let us have a small number of cases. So, you know, this is kind of the last place, unless you're a member at the wine list and lucky enough to get the offer.
Of course.
You know, we're honored to be able to sell it and drink a bottle too.
So top 5 Mayacamas vintages ever made, in your opinion?
Jeez, I mean, every one is so timeless and perfect. Like even the off vintages overperform. So, I've honestly never had a bad bottle of Mayacamas. The best I've ever tasted. Jeez, 87 was great. One time I tried it. Of course, the 84. I've had this. I think it was the 79 last time we were up there, which was pretty good. But yeah, I haven't. I can't remember. I've had about 24 different vintages, but they've all been absolutely fantastic. How about you?
Classic, man. Obviously, big fan of the 71. I also like the 1973 Mayacamas for the 70s. So 71 and 73 for the 1980s. I love the 84. I love the 87. 87 probably takes the cake for me. In the 1990s decade, 90 and 91, back to back. You have
This is a brand new glass. It has a vinegary kind of thing going on. Is yours?
no, mine's fine, man.
Yeah, sometimes brand new glasses, they finish them with vinegar before they... I think this is like brand new. Yeah, man, this is just an epic bottle. For me, if there was... I actually had to do an article for somebody, and they asked if I was going to pick one Napa Red for the rest of my life, what would it be? And I think Mayacamas might take the ticket. Especially, Bob Travers, 68 through 12. The team in 13 crushed it. I don't know if you've had that, but...
I have had the 13. Yeah,
Insane.
that's our good friend Andy Erickson.
Yeah,
So, man.
yeah, we just saw him.
Yeah. I definitely had the 13. And
But it's great to see the new team come on and not lose the classic style, but
Of course.
make it slightly a touch cleaner, but still has that same thread of kind of old school classic Napa. How about you? What if you were going to take one wine to an island and you had to pick one?
If
Napa
I were to
Cabernet.
take one Napa Cabernet to an island,
One property.
it would be... Look, I love my current estate dearly, and who makes the wine, obviously.
You can't pick your own child.
Can't pick my own child, so Mr. John Williams, Frog's Leap.
Money.
If I had to take one wine with me for the rest of my life to an island or wherever I was, deserted by myself, it would be John Williams, Rutherford, Cabernet Sauvignon, Frog's Leap.
Smoking.
Yeah, sincerely
Yeah.
and seriously.
How about that 90 we had with him last week?
We did. We
That was
did.
killer.
That 90 was stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning wine.
I wish
man.
more people, made these kind of wines that can age 3 or 4 decades.
But
I
they're not
guess,
cool. They're
right.
not cool. They don't have
Yeah.
enough fruit. They don't have enough sugar. They don't
Right.
have enough RS.
100%.
They're not cool. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well,
I mean, an ode to the classic, an ode to the style.
Yeah, well, there's something for everybody in Napa these days.
There surely is, and there should be. I mean, look, 7 billion people on the planet. I mean, I think we as Americans in the U.S., we're the most powerful buying market on the planet.
Yeah.
I used to know the numbers in the corporate world a couple years ago. I don't know the numbers now, but we still consume at least, somebody will correct this somewhere on Twitter, I'm sure, at least 330 million cases of wine a year.
Is that right?
So we crush it when it comes to consumption of wine. So there's a wine for everybody, man.
But I heard Luxembourg's crushing us, and they drink more than us, don't they?
No,
Smallest-
it's
one of the
per
smallest
capita.
countries, yeah.
Per capita. Of
No,
course,
that's
the
what I'm
Fritz,
talking
the Fritz
about.
per
Yeah.
capita.
No, I
man,
think
but-
it's something like 80 or 100 liters a year per person or something, but it's actually interesting.
Dude, this is a smooth stogie, man.
Dude, why aren't you carrying a humidor in your trunk?
Cohiba
Go get me
Behike,
one.
man. This
What's
is
up?
like single vineyard stuff,
Is
man.
that all tobacco, or did you mix something in there?
$200 a stick, man. It's good stuff.
No, it's not. $200 a stick?
$200 a stick, man.
Jesus.
Cubano.
Wow.
A good day.
It's incredible. You been to Cuba yet?
Mm-hmm. Warms your soul.
That'd be a fun trip. We should go.
Warms your soul.
I'm ready. Ready? Psalm 4, Cuba. Hashtag
Psalm
Castro.
4, La Habana.
That'd be fun.
Hashtag Castro. Jesus Christ.
It's amazing how just there's so much like embers and like fire and tobacco in the glass.
I will pour myself more, Master Cauble.
Please do it.
Dude, should we do a Jay Fletcher? Get a Jay Fletcher.
No,
right
Jay
now.
Fletcher.
get a
No,
Jay
dude, no,
Fletcher. Give me
Jay,
Jay
no,
Fletcher.
no, Jay Fletcher. I told him
Give
I
me
did
Jay
an
Fletcher.
impression of Jay Fletcher and I texted him and he got upset. I almost want to do it.
No, let's do a Jay Fletcher.
No, I
You
can't.
do a Jay Fletcher, I'll do a Fred Dane.
No,
Do a Fletcher. Come on.
no. I can't do it.
How's your theory? Come on, do a Jay Fletcher.
No, I'm not going to do it. I want to. As soon as the camera's off, I'll do it. I don't want you to send it off to Jay.
I think we should.
Old Jay Fletcher. No, cigar's nice. I like smoking cigars for about the first 7 minutes, and then I typically, kind of lose my appetite and feel like I'm turning green. But I like the whole idea of smoking cigars until I get into the nicotine gets into my system. And if you're not a cigar smoker, nicotine screws you up. But it does, enhance the aromatics of the wine.
Significantly. Look, like I said, I've had the 86 before, so I wanted to enjoy the 86 with a wonderful Cuban cigar, and I feel good about it. I'm happy about
Dude,
it.
if you're feeling good, I feel good.
I'm glad you feel
That's
good.
the best part.
So how much are you
to
selling
see
this
you.
wine for on your site, man?
This is going to be between 275 and 300, which I feel is incredible. I'm considering it's like a piece of art. There's not much of it left, and it's a timeless example of what they do up there. This is a wine that still has another 15 years in the tank.
So
What do you think?
I reckon it's going to sell out in 3 hours probably on the site.
No, probably like 20 minutes,
Damn.
even if that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, these are the wines that, I mean, we don't really get a lot of crazy old wines of such, you know, incredible nature like this, and especially that are showing so well. But it's tough. There's not a lot of great old wine sitting around in Napa. You know, there's some. Frog's Leap has a little bit. Mayacamas has a little bit.
Yep.
Heights has a little bit. But, I mean, I don't know. If I tasted this blind, I think it makes sense what it is. I don't think this tastes like Bordeaux. I just think it
No, I
tastes
call it
like
Napa.
great.
So obviously, I'm preaching to the choir here, man. But when you think about it, there's a certain fruit structure that the New World, that the West Coast, that Napa Valley has to give you. We've got that wonderful sunshine kind of kissed soil, even on the mountainsides, man. We've got wonderful diurnal shifts. We've got
good.
the sun, man, that just gives us the proper amount of sugar. You can overdo it, obviously, man, but I think when you think about, obviously the 71, I believe, of this wine was in the Judgment of Paris in 76, man, but
They showed the 71. Okay.
they showed the 71, and I think the fact that there was a pinch of sweetness in the wine, it threw the judges off. And bone dry wines, but just that wonderful fruit.
Well, and the thing is, they
that
serve them.
sweetness of
They
the-
serve
of the
them one at a
Cabernet.
time, which I actually
One at
just
a time.
learned.
Yeah, one
Which,
at a
if you
time,
have a
so-
Napa wine, you know, and you know there's 4 Napa and 4 Bordeaux, and you have to pick them out.
You know what they are.
But if you have, you know, Stag's Leap 73 was it
Yeah.
they served on its own?
On its own, yeah.
You know, Bordeaux can have fruit also.
But Bordeaux can
especially
have
when
fruit.
it's-
But
when it's young.
there's a difference of our fruit though here, man.
Yeah.
And I think it caught a lot of the judges off guard. So they tasted these wines one by one, and they're like, wow, there's a purity of fruit here that I'm not used to.
Yep.
The marks are going to be a little bit higher. And that's, you know, look, I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm only,
Hey, I would
know.
definitely think about
I'm
5
shooting
times
in the
about
wind, yeah.
if I had this blind, I might want to go Bordeaux. But there's this kiss of like that sweet plum
yeah.
on the end, which is classic old Napa. But I think a lot of people, if you gave this to 100 sommeliers blind, I think you might have 60, 70% who might think this is a great Bordeaux.
Of course.
But if you're familiar with, you know, now that we live here, we get to taste a lot of old wine, thank God. Mm-hmm. But it's about as good as I was expecting this bottle could be. I couldn't expect it to be any better.
Yeah.
86 Mayacamas. I wish this was scratch and sniff. You guys can check this out. It's that good.
So on the count of 3, you got to do Jay Fletcher.
No, I'm not doing it.
3?
No, Jay,
2?
no, Jay doesn't want to be mocked, he said. And I said, you can't mock somebody that you love.
That
and
you love,
respect.
right?
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Old guy, G, if I went to Wisconsin, right? I'm just fucking hanging out, fucking drinking wine, right? Fucking going to this bar, fucking meet my wife, right? Take her fucking skiing. No, I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, do Fred now.
Fred.
Jesus.
That's what I got for Fred.
That's good.
That's what I got for Fred.
Oh, God. That's the best phone call I got from Fred ever. It was like 4 months after I took my advanced exam, and somebody dropped out of the Master Sommelier examination. And he calls me up. He's like, "You want to take the master exam? Like in like 2 weeks?" I'm like, "Fred, I haven't studied. I'm not ready." He's like, "Well, you're gonna take the fucking damn exam." I was like, "Fred, I haven't studied." He's like, "You don't ever say no to the master examination, you hear me?" And I'm like, "Fred, I just passed my advanced. I'm not ready to take the test." That was funny.
But see, that's the beauty about Fred, man, is he pushes, whether you're ready or not, he gives you the confidence to think that you are ready. He gives
Yeah.
you the confidence and the self-confidence. And
Well, you know, and if he didn't push you, you wouldn't take
you wouldn't
those
do it.
those
You
steps
wouldn't do it. You
forward.
wouldn't take the risks if he didn't push you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken the test. I mean, the first time I took it in Meadowood in 2010, I definitely wouldn't have taken the exam if I didn't have the fear of God put into me by Fred.
Dude, I tried to bow out of the intro 15 years ago. He wouldn't let me. I tried to bow out, seriously. I was terrified. Like, what did I know?
Yeah.
I had done some wacky stuff in Valpolicella and tried to study and tried to learn and tried to see what they were doing in the barrel room and learn and rack and do all that stuff. I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was learning, you know? I didn't know enough about the world of wine. So I literally tried to back out of the intro. Fred said no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're taking the test.
Yeah, that was one of the inspiring times of my life when I took my intro, watching people know so much about the world of wine and
Yeah.
literally about every single region of the world. I had no idea that was possible. That's what kind of I wanted to become. God, this is getting better and better. It's got all those hallmarks of great Bordeaux, but it has just a touch more fruit. It's like
Touch more fruit because, yeah, it has to.
kind of reminds me of Margaux in a way. You know, it's like super polished and soft.
It's pretty. So look, not to make Margaux the pretty wine of all the appellations in Bordeaux, but it tends to be the more feminine and pretty wine, Margaux, and it's definitely that. It's showing a little bit of Saint-Julien
There's no,
structure.
yeah, the edges are so soft and integrated.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, this wine is, I think, peaking. I think it has another. It's going to be peaking over the next 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And the structure, it's still got a little bit, but I mean, jeez. And look at how perfect that cork is.
It's good cork, man.
Nice cigar, huh?
Great bottle of wine too.